Success is not the end of the road, and failure may not set us apart. Perhaps the most important quality you can develop for success and happiness in life is courage. Courage makes us always complete the road in any circumstance. There are so many forms of courage you can develop. These different forms of courage will help you achieve as much success as possible for you. In other words, you can actually become someone who is not at all scared by having the courage whatever it takes. Big dreams. The first form of courage is courage to dream big, and set bigger goals. That's where most people stop. The idea of setting big, exciting and worthwhile goals is a challenge in itself. Doing so is so difficult that most people give up even before they start thinking they can't achieve those goals. Thinking about all the reasons why they might fail, and all the money they might lose, and they literally shut themselves down, even before they started. Sit down, and write down your goals as if anything were possible for you, and never be afraid to dream big. Full commitment. The second kind of courage is the courage to make a full commitment, and devote yourself wholeheartedly to everything you decide to do. Successful people are people who live a whole experience. They're not standing in the middle. They may not have guarantees, but they are not afraid to fully put their hearts into their activities. If they fail with a big try, and not by playing safe, and wishing everything would go well. What they do, they take a big risk without any guarantee of success. Skip your comfort zone. The third kind of courage you need is the courage to get out of your comfort zone. It's the courage to move into the discomfort zone, where you feel embarrassed, anxious, and lonely. The comfort zone is one of the biggest enemies of human potential. When people enter this area, they strive to stay in it. Often their lives pass without anything to say risk and change. You need the courage to constantly move yourself in the direction of achieving your greatest goals and ambitions. You have to be willing to face discomfort and discomfort to grow. Absolute belief that you need the courage to go without guarantees of success. Someone once wrote, "If every hurdle had to be overcome first, nothing would ever be done." Brave people are those who have a dream, set a goal, set a plan, and took the first step without assurances or guarantees that their efforts will lead to success. However, if you look at every step forward as a learning experience, and every setback as a valuable lesson sent to you, to make you stronger and better, you will never be afraid to go for the unknown. The danger of failure. You need the courage to risk failure. You need the courage to endure setbacks, disappointments, and temporary defeats. You need to learn how to deal with failure by realizing it is an indispensable precondition for success. You need the courage to treat failure as a chance to start again smarter. You need to overcome the fear of failure by doing the things you are afraid of again and again, and then by being determined to continue rather than collapse when things don't work out. Face your fears. You need the courage to steer toward danger constantly. Identify all the situations of fear in your life that cause you stress or anxiety today. Identify the worst possible outcome of each of these situations, and resolve to accept the worst if it happens, and then take the necessary action to resolve each of those situations. Refuse to let fear stay in your life, and control your thinking and emotions. Be willing to make mistakes. You need the courage to be willing to make mistakes, and learn from them. All outstanding performers constantly make decisions, make mistakes and learn, and self-correction and follow-up. Successful people aren't necessarily the ones making the right decisions all the time. If they make a mistake, they accept it, and learn from it as much as possible. And they fail, and make mistakes. The more you fail, and the more your mistakes, the smarter you become, and your likelihood of achieving goals eventually increased. Accepting full responsibility. You need the courage to accept full responsibility for your life, which means taking responsibility for the results. You need the courage to refuse to make excuses or defend yourself. You need the courage to say over and over again that when an official goes wrong, you focus on the solution rather than the problem. You ask yourself, what to do from here? What's next? And what's the solution? And then you pick yourself up, and keep going for longer. The last courage you need, is the courage to continue longer than anyone else's. Perseverance, is the quality that ensures your success. Ultimately your willingness, to persist in the face of every ordeal, can be your greatest reach, that can be the only factor that ensures your success. You should know that, no one has ever been defeated, until they fully believe that defeat is reality. Remember, no one can beat you except yourself.